Welcome back, friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ara, and today I'm going to be doing a very quick look using just two liquid eyeshadows. I felt like being a little bit lazy today, so I pulled out some really easy to use products and came up with this look. Don't mind the rubber duckies. But I'm going to teach you what I like to do with my liquid shadows. So without further ado, I'm gonna attempt to give this Glow Recipe Strawberry Pore Smooth Blur Drops another try today. It has not worked out one time since I've started using it, but I'm determined to use it and figure out how to make it work. I have the NYX Bare W Blur Foundation in the shade 4 Light Neutral. I'm just gonna do something simple and easy for today. Might have squeezed out a little too much, but we'll make it work. My Sigma F85 Air Kabuki brush. I may have used too much. It's supposed to be a skin tint. So we'll see what happens. I do have the NYX Born to Glow foundation. I think I have that in the shade 6. This one might be a better shade for me. For a skin tint, that looks pretty good. I even built it up a little bit, but it's looking really nice. I'm gonna switch over to concealer and use my Milk Makeup Future Fluid Concealer. Mine is in the shade 8C. I'm hoping it'll work with this color foundation. This is a Sydney Grace brush. I'm gonna use it just to buff out my concealer. Blend out my concealer. Sometimes words escape me. Seems like it's worse when I'm on camera and there's nobody watching. I'm gonna take my UOMA Trip and Smooth powder on a Kristen Dominique Sigma brush and set my under eyes with it. That looks really good. I'm pretty happy with this skin tint actually. It's drying down nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face with that powder just to kind of keep it in place. I'm gonna use a little bit of cream bronzer. This is NudeStix Bondai Belle. It's a newer shade from them. I've just been kind of on the hunt for a cool tone bronzer in a cream formula. And this one looks promising as well. And I just used the Rare Beauty Warm Wishes bronzer in my last video. And that one looked beautiful as well. I'm hoping this one will perform okay over powder. I'm not super worried about it. I'm gonna blend that out with an angled NYX brush. Bronzer just kind of wants to like settle into my hair right there. I was gonna get my hair colored today. Ended up needing to postpone it. Just had some family things to take care of. Family comes first, so that's okay. But I'll just get my hair done next week. That looks really nice. I do like the color of that bronzer, especially on my forehead. It does look nice. It does. It's very similar to the Rare Beauty, but the Rare Beauty is a little bit more cost efficient. I'm gonna switch over to a powder bronzer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Bronzer, and I'm gonna use that on a Sephora 50 brush. It's supposed to have a little bit of a glow to it, and I do love a glowy bronzer. There is something about glowy bronzers during the summer that are a lot of fun. Everything else on your face is shiny from sweating, so why not? I'm gonna take that same Kristen Dominique brush that I used to set my face with, just kind of buff out my forehead a bit. So this one I'm excited about. I have not had a chance to use it yet. It's the Haus Labs Color Fuse Blush. I have mine in the shade Watermelon Bliss. These are the types of colors I am just so immediately drawn to. Now it is a pretty bold color for me. It's definitely a heavy duty color, but I'm gonna use a light hand and see if I can get that to work. I'm gonna pick it up here on a Prados Beauty brush. It's a blush brush. This brush, by the way, if you've never heard of Prados Beauty, they are an indigenous people's company in New Mexico, or based out of New Mexico. I'll double check that. Part of me is thinking Arizona, but I don't think so. I'm almost positive it's New Mexico. And they are an incredible indie brand. Some of the most beautiful products. And I definitely need to get my hand on another brush set from them, but this is an incredibly soft set of brushes. And they are sold in JCPenney. I'm gonna go in now with my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter. I lost the sticker on the back of here, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the Rose Glow. I'm gonna use a Prados Beauty blush. This is just a unnamed highlight brush. It's one of my favorite drugstore highlights. I'm gonna buff it all down just a little bit with that original brush that I used to set my face with. I'm gonna set my face with my Urban Decay All Nighter spray. I already went ahead and lined my lips with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Pencil in the shade London. I'm gonna use my favorite indie brand. This is Unearthly Cosmetics. It's the matte, oh, it's actually a satin liquid lipstick, and this is the shade Dreamy. It came in the Valentine's mystery box. It's a very beautiful neutral shade. I don't like applying liquid lipsticks without some sort of a liner because I'm sloppy. I'll get it everywhere. But the satin liquid formula from Unearthly Cosmetics is very soft. And it smells so good. It's kind of like a mix between a banana, like between a banana and a vanilla. It's hard to say. And Amanda has nailed this formula. Ah! So much so it gets on my teeth. My skin is looking really dry like the Sahara Desert. But that's what I get for using heavy matte formulas. I'm gonna take my Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio in the shade Light, and I'm just gonna pick some of that middle shade up here and contour my nose with it. I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera. Your face just does not look finished if you don't do your eyebrows. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna take the light shade in the palette on a Sydney Grace E12 brush and just kind of highlight down the center of my nose. I feel like my face needs a little bit of brightening, so I'm gonna use my NARS Light Reflecting Powder. This is translucent crystal. I'm just gonna pick some of that up on a Kristen Dominique brush. Just kind of highlight the center of my face. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes now. I have the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint. This is in the shade Hidden Garden. I'm gonna use this as a base. I didn't place anything else in my eyes. I just went ahead and lined my inner rim. I'm just gonna kind of place this on the eyes and buff it out and see what I can do with it. This is a Sigma E39 brush. I think I'll switch brushes as I get a little bit more blown out. I switched brushes. I'm going to use my Sydney Grace E10 brush. Just kind of smoke out the edges a bit, see if it blends easier. I'm just going to do small circular motions. Now that that has kind of dried down a bit, I'm going to go in with my Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadow here. This is the shade Liza. And I'm just going to place that right over the top of it to kind of give me a smoky effect. And I'm hoping that these two will layer nicely. I'm going to use an unnamed Sydney Grace brush and just kind of gently buff out this edge and blend it into that other shadow. I always have quite a bit of difficulty with cream shadows. They like to move around a bit. I might be here for a minute just because I want to make sure that my edges are seamless. Her shadow formula is really easy to work with. I just want to make sure it's nice and diffused. And it gives it time to dry on my lid if I do, which is really important. I like how this is looking actually. I wonder if I can build it up just a little bit more. This will be the real test of the quality of this shadow, if I can build it up and layer it without it looking absolutely atrocious and crepey. Which I think I was pretty successful at doing. I need to clean up this edge a bit, but that looks really good so far. I'm not mad about it. Just need to give it some time to dry. Before I go any further, I'm gonna take my highlighter and I'm just gonna pick some of that up on a Prados Beauty brush and just kind of highlight the inner corner here. I'm gonna take a Sigma pencil brush and I'm just gonna pick up some of that liquid shadow of Lisa's and just put that all along my lower lid. I cleaned that brush off and I'm just gonna kind of diffuse it out a bit. My eyes are still very sensitive from my allergies. This is a little bit difficult to do. Okay, let me clean this up off camera and see what I can do here because it's looking a little bit messy over here, and then I'll come back. All right, this is it. Finished off my look. I used the highlighter that I used on my cheek in my brow bone there, but this is only 2 liquid shadows that I've used. I put on a black pencil in my inner rim and my waterline. My allergies are going crazy. Even when I'm not wearing makeup, my eyes want to tear up. So difficult to wear makeup right now. My eyes keep wanting to water right here in the corners, and I'm kind of losing some of that liquid shadow over here. It's kind of smudging a bit just because of that, but overall, it blends well. I didn't have any problems with my Lisa Eldridge. The About Face one was a little bit more difficult to blend out, especially here on this eye. I had used just a little bit more than I did on this eye. Had a tougher time diffusing it a bit, but overall, I mean, it looks amazing. I didn't have any problems with it, but it's a very simple, very grungy, very smoky look. Instead of a gray, I think next time I'm gonna pair it with more of a taupe or more of a neutral brown shade. Give this video a like, comment down below if you would like to try any liquid shadows or if you have any liquid shadows and how you like to use them. Otherwise, you guys have a wonderful day. Do something for yourself today because you are worth it. Bye guys.